TNN TV proudly presents an explosive press conference featuring Barack Obama and Benjamin Netanyahu.
Okay. Thank you for coming here. As you know, we were recently in talks, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and I. We were talking about what's going on in the Middle East, the situations. As you know, Israel and the US have been long-term partners and friends. In our talks, has been shown that the US will stay aside or next to Israeli interests because they are a good friend to us. They're a partner, economical partner in business, and we will carry on with that in the future. As I clearly let know President Netanyahu, Prime Minister. The Prime Minister, thank you very much. The U.S. has a clearly interest for a peace in the Middle East. Also, we will keep an eye in Iran's intentions. We are concerned about what have been said about the topic, what they're talking to us, that the intentions of the new leadership in Iran about complying with all sanctions and further go with international peace in order to not continue with the proliferation of warfare, nuclear warfare. However, we will be there to have a close eye, and we will definitely defend the interests of Israel and American interests in the region in order to achieve a worldwide peace in this area. So our talks have been very fruitful. We reinstate the long-term friendship between the U.S. and Israel, and we will continue talking in the future about this situation in a weekly basis.
So, questions? In case Iran raises...
Which paper are you at?
Get back TNN.
Where are you from?
TNN Fox News, in fact. So,
I repeat, there is a big distinction between Fox News and CNN.
all right. In case Iran raises its level of threat towards Israel, will the U.S. be willing to raise its military presence in the Middle East?
Well, as I declared in August to the UN, to the General Assembly of the U.S., of the UN, the U.S. will be there next to our allies. We do believe in the intentions of the new government of Iran to comply with international sanctions, to keep going, because as its president said, they have been very affected by economical terms. However, we will defend the U.S. interests and our friends' interests with whatever means it's necessary. If the leadership of Iran complies with everything, we are here to negotiate, and we will keep looking for the best and most peaceful solution to the problem. But it's really important that they comply with what they have saying, that their words match their actions.
In recent events, lots has been talked about a thin red line in foreign policies. Is there a thin red line defined for Iran too, as it was for Syria?
What do you mean?
So you said a couple of months ago already that the use of chemical weapons would be a thin red line about Syria, about the civil war in Syria, that there has to be an intervention or some kind of political actions recording Syria if there is the use of chemical weapons. Is there something defined for Iran like this?
Well, there has been implemented. It's like a great amount of sanctions throughout the Iranian intentions and Iranian government in this case. So what the American people is facing and what we're going to do is enforce and be there to make sure that Iran complies with every single sanction they have done. And if they keep their word, certainly, we will welcome them to them. However, if they are just, as I clearly stated in the assembly in last August, if they are just saying something in order to deliberate, gain time to acquire uranium, then we definitely will take the necessary measures in order to assure the international sanctions and international peace in the region.
But there is no defined point.
Yeah, it's very point. They say, they talk, they act.
Oh.
They don't act, then we act. So, but we are not simple like that. So the thing is, like, we are not. The history has shown that Iranian governments tend to say one thing and do another, as I said before. So in this case, we are open for the negotiations. But if this case they do comply, we will work in that line. If they don't, we will interact with the international community to bring this to a good term.
I have also a question.
No, you're not.
Are you a member of the press?
No, I'm not.
No, keep your shut.
Don't want to say it's rude, but keep quiet.
So
So last question.
I have a question to President Obama. You mentioned the close friendship with Israel. Do you think that this close friendship might become a problem in the negotiation process, because the problems between Iran and Israel are much deeper, go much further than just the nuclear problem? Wouldn't it be smarter to go on distance a little bit in that stage of the process?
No, the U.S. will never ever give the back to its friends and allies. Our relationship with Israel has more than 60 years of international cooperation, and we'll be there for them. And we believe they're with us. That's why we have these close rings and strengthens. We do understand that another positions might feel threat. However, they will know that the best interest of the U.S. is to achieve peace in the region.
Right, thanks.
No, you're not press.
We're done.
I know press. Please go ahead.
All right.
Sorry.
Which
Which
press?
We from UNRWA, we are the public Iranian news agency. And she's my colleague. And what is about your opinion how powerful do you think Iranian is?
Sir, I cannot really hear you. Can you stand up so I can hear it? Thank you.
How powerful do you think Iranian is compared to other countries?
Sir, come again? I really cannot hear you.
How powerful do you think Iranian is compared to other countries?
In which sense?
As in nuclear as well matters.
I would assume she means military.
Well, we have pretty much our statement in that, and we have our investigations and studies. However, those lines are still within internal processes. So we share that information with our allies, and we are in deep communication with our allies about evaluate what's the real situation about and the real capabilities of the Iranian government, as well as the North Korean government and any other government that may pose a threat to any global world peace. However, as I say, we're still developing those informations. Anyone else?
Okay.